It is really important for people to speak out everywhere, constantly, about how this is not okay. This is not the country we want to live in. This is not the way a democracy should look. And to speak up in support of those who are speaking out at the elected level and at other levels as well. Because as I just said to somebody a few minutes ago, this is going to get worse before it gets better, because the more the Trump administration and the people within it feel that they are on the ropes, the harder and harder they are going to lash out. And right now, they have the power of the federal government behind them, which makes them very dangerous. Again, I'm going to reiterate what I said on Tuesday. Do not assume that the military likes this. The vast majority of military members do not want to be in the middle of a political fight. They're going to follow the orders that they're given that are legal orders. Some people might follow illegal orders, but Trump is making an assumption about the US military that is incorrect. And again, I'm not saying they're going to stand against him. I'm saying you cannot assume that military officers and enlisted personnel are on the side of Donald Trump. In fact, I always remind people 40% of the US military are women and people of color. And I promise you, they are not all lining up behind Donald Trump. And a number of other people do, they signed up to protect the country. They did not sign up for this crazed man doing these things. And they sure as shooting did not sign up to stand behind whoever is actually calling the shots in the White House. So standing up in all of these areas and supporting those people, whether they're in the lawmakers or journalists or teachers or members of the military or doctors and scientists, all the people who are standing up and speaking, lend your voices to that, because now is the time to make it really clear, not to the administration, which already knows it's in a minority. Its polling numbers are terrible in every way, but to make it really clear to lawmakers that it is more valuable to challenge Trump than it is to bow to him. Now is the time to make that really clear. How are you going to do that? You're going to do it, of course, by calling, by writing, by putting up posters, by engaging in music and art, by talking to people, by engaging on social media, by filming short clips on your phone, as we did the Ice Bucket Challenge, and posting them on social media about your concerns, whether about the arrest of Senator Padilla or the indictment of Representative McIvy. Those things, but also the ways in which the cuts to American society are personally affecting you. One of the things that I will be talking about, I thought I'd talk about it today, but I'm going to be talking about it probably tomorrow with certain people, is the fact that the bill that the Republicans are trying to put through calls for the sale of our public lands. There may, and maybe you care about that, maybe you don't, but there are plenty of places you can find that this administration is hurting your life. And now is the time to record those, to spread those. And I have to say, this matters. It matters. Somebody said, don't get engaged on social media. And I say just the opposite, because I cannot tell you how surprised I have been on Facebook when people that I thought were MAGA Republicans are posting things about democracy and saying Pete Hegseth should resign. And these are literally people I have known my whole life that I thought were fervent MAGA Republicans who are actually closetly really unhappy with where we are. And the more they recognize that they're part of a group of people who feel the same way, the more powerful we will be. So engage any place you possibly can. And again, I'm going to emphasize, as I did the other day, what I am talking about is not violent. It is not fighting against specific individuals. It is demonstrating what America should be in such a way that it encourages other people to join us. And right now, the violence is on the side of the administration. And the political scientists tell us that when the administration engages in violence against nonviolent protesters, the political party that is doing that loses between 10 and 13 points in the next election. That's the group of people that we are going for. Those people who look at what the administration is doing to the nonviolent protesters in LA, to senators and representatives, and they say, listen, I've never been involved in politics before, but I want to be on this side of the equation. We're looking at expanding the coalition that can put pressure on the political system in order to make a change across the board. It's a different kind of protest than one engages in a different set of circumstances. So I'm really trying to push that idea as well.